YouTube! What the crap's going on? Let me know if you can hear me. My microphone was wigging out. All right. Hey, thanks. Are you guys Notification Squad? Is that why you get here so soon? Is that what it is? You all want to see me? I don't know why that would be the case. What's up? What's going on, Barbecue Python? Thanks for being a channel sponsor. You too, Don Shield. And let's see who else we got here. Mad Winnie, welcome. Spectre, Squig. Calvin, welcome. Tony, Alex, Ming, Thunderkill, Chris, Dylan, welcome back. Hey, I was gonna kick things off. You all tell me too if the sound balance is off. All my sound balance, I don't get too bothered about it because when I'm doing regular videos, I can edit. But on the stream, if it needs to be up or down, let me know. I'm going to jump in, and I wanted to show you all something. I trashed on War Dancers and Wildwood Rangers in my last video, and then I tested the War Dancers and showed you all a little bit of that on the end of the last video. The War Dancers are actually pretty good for their cost. I think you just got to use them right, and I didn't. They're not frontline infantry. They're going to be for flanking or like a secondary engagement. So they're actually pretty good. So anyway, I wanted to show you all Wildwood Rangers when they're in the woods. Watch this. The special ability they have when they're in the woods, and I know most of you probably know this, but when they're in the forest, they get this plus 12 bonus versus large and charge defense versus large. They used to have this bonus versus large all the time. And, it was an interesting thing. But Ungram, thanks for the 5. He says, won't be able to make it today, so good luck to everybody. Oh, Ungram, thanks for at least dropping by, man. We appreciate you being here. We definitely appreciate you being here. Are you guys seeing, like, lag in the video on your end? Anyway, these Wildwood Rangers, they're almost immune to the charge when they're in the woods. They took a lot more damage on the charge right there than I would have expected them to, actually. May have been at post-charge, but this is a Chaos Knight with Lances. This is a very heavily armored, high attack, solid defense unit. This is a very tough unit. I'm going to stop streaming and then restart real quick. My encoder's being stupid, so give me just a sec. So, my bitrate is fine, but I'm getting a stupid message saying my encoder is overloaded, which is absolutely ignoramus crap. Something's just like a driver's out of whack or something, because my encoder handles this just fine. It's the same encoder. I haven't changed any settings. So, you'll sit tight for a minute. I may even have to reboot to get this to shut up. So, and that's probably what it is. So, you'll hang tight. I'm going to reboot. And then I'll jump back on, okay? So should be like 2 minutes tops, and I'll be back. So if anybody jumps in wondering what's going on, tell them to hang on a second. All right, folks. I think I am live again. Give me just a minute to get the game booted back up. And it looks like the encoder is cooperating now. Yep, encoder is cooperating now. Jeez, man, I told everybody to hang on. We had like 50 people here, and then everybody cleared out. Did we not get the message? Trust me, I tried to fix it without rebooting. I know I don't like to reboot because it's like anytime I turn the stream off, even if I tell people I'm going to be gone, it's like everybody clears out like that the whole thing's over. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Windows is just like got bad drivers or something sometimes, and it tries to tell you your encoder's overloaded, which would try and make you believe that it's basically trying to make you believe that your hardware isn't good enough and you need to turn the settings down. And I'm like, yeah, Heir is completely overloaded with highly overkill hardware, so I know it's not the hardware, it's Windows. Anyway, we should have sound back. I just wanted to kind of show you all a couple things real quick before we get started. So whoever's going to play, get your game ready. I'll host, and I'll just let you all jump in when it's time to play, whoever can jump in there. So get your game ready, and we'll just, I'm going to be playing Wood Elves. I'm on a modded version right now so that I can show you all this test. But anyway, what I was wanting to show you here is that first of all, I did some testing on the end of my last video. I think you all heard this part before I cut off, but War Dancers aren't crap. I think that was probably the impression I gave in the first part of my video yesterday. In the end of the video, I did some testing. Look, War Dancers will kill their money's worth of unarmored infantry all day, every time. They are very good at that. They will also beat White Lions. They'll beat Saurus warriors. They will almost beat great swords, and probably would in any given situation. Here's the thing with War Dancers. Don't get them shot by missiles. Don't get them charged by cav. And they have their advantages in the sense that they're fast and that they have very good melee defense. And so you have to use them after an engagement started. Really good would be on the flank using that speed, but if you're on the flank, you just have to watch out that you're not getting charged by cavalry. Keep them out of the cav, and they're unreal. They're really good. I was thinking they were crappy. It was just me misusing them. Anyway, Wild Wood Rangers. I've done quite a bit of testing on these guys. They will beat a greatsword head on. They will beat a White Lion head on. No problem. They beat both of those infantry. They're the same cost as the greatsword. They cost just a hair more than the White Lion. But they'll beat both of them head-to-head. So again, stat-wise, they're not awful. And that's just like a charge-for-charge engagement. And then I wanted you to see this because when they're in the woods, they get charge defense against large and the bonus versus large. And even a really, really tanky unit that's very good at killing low armor units, like this this Chaos Knight, this still won't be able to beat these guys in the woods off a single charge. Right now, a player would probably be cycle charging you, messing with you. They have a use. In the woods, these units are very good at shutting down large. Very good at it. Plus, the woods are going to give them some cover from missile fire because they are very vulnerable to missile fire. Very vulnerable to it. And they're also vulnerable to cav charges because they don't have the armor to stop it. They're just going to get pummeled. So they have to sit still, which does be a downside. But let's say that they were in the interior of one of your forces and they're used to go reinforce, a cheaper unit that's guarding the exterior. They will be quite effective. I mean, look at this. They're going to absolutely cut down this Chaos Knight. And, I mean, this is a tough... Sorry, my sound was wigging out there, too. That's something else that Windows is doing. I have no idea why my sound will just, totally cut out sometimes. In any case, they downed a Shaggoth, no problem. These Wildwood Rangers just absolutely downed the Shaggoth. They are very good against large in the woods. But, it's going to be a limited, so if you pick this map, for instance, how do you make sure you're going to force someone to engage you in the woods? This is one of those units that I think you can get really good use out of in the campaign, and it's just going to be questionable in multiplayer in terms of, you got to pick it right. Right map, right faction to use them against, and then you have to be as lucky as your opponent picks a unit that they're going to do well against. As a unit, just by the stats, they're not awful. Just by the stats, they're not awful. But they have a lot of weaknesses compared to other infantry of their cost. Now, they also have some benefits compared to other infantry of their cost, one of which is that they're immune to psychology. So it means you put these units in the woods against a big monster or something, they're going to be very good. They're going to be very good. There's a lot of units at their cost level that are not immune to psychology. So that is a trait that is worth quite a bit in and of itself. The other interesting thing, here, check this out. This is another interesting piece of this test. This is the last little test thing I'll show you, but let's go to the pit. I'm going to pick Chaos again. All right, who do you think wins this fight? Chaos Warrior with Great Weapon or Wildwood Ranger? I know the Warrior with Great Weapon costs just a hair less, but who do you think wins this? This is 100 armor, 32 defense, 36 attack, 38 damage, 36 damage, 36 defense, 48 attack. Now, Wildwood Rangers do have good attack. Only 40 armor. What do you think? Who's going to win this one? I think the thing you got to be careful of, though, when I'm showing you these one-on-one engagements, too, is I think my own mindset, like I've been thinking about the Wood Elves. And as someone pointed out in the comments of the video I made, I try to do a very straightforward type of gameplay, wherein I take a sturdy infantry line and then support that infantry line. That's not the Wood Elves, right? So I've got to change my mindset. I got to change my mindset. It's not always the way they play. Falcon, congrats, man. Congrats. And there's the person that I need to give me some Wood Elf advice. Him and, is it Ziphos? Zippo? Yeah, I think Ziphos. Him and Ziphos. I know there's others, too. He says Wildwoods obviously win. Yes, they do. This surprised me. I wouldn't think that they would have, but they do. They win this fight. There's a lot of things that can take place in a battle that you have to think about, though. There's buffs that an enemy lord or hero can be giving out. There's terrain. There's missile fire. There's all kinds of stuff. This is just to get a little bit of education on it. It's not going to be the end-all here in terms of how you use these. Okay? There's a lot that can play into it. But, I mean, look at this. It's a pretty convincing win. So, again, yesterday in the video, I'm saying Wildwood Rangers are trash. They're not trash. I mean, we're just looking at the stats here. They're not trash, but they are going to be tricky to use. They're going to be tricky to use. So Falcon's telling me that you can play with a strong front line. 3 Treekin, 3 Wildwoods right beneath them will make your opponent cry. Well, that'd be expensive, but I bet you could... That'd be an interesting one to see. Hey, y'all help me tell Falcon congrats on winning the Everchosen too, man. That's an awesome win. I was pretty excited. I haven't gotten to actually see the matches yet, but I did get to see the bracket. Falcon just won the big Everchosen tournament. So, pretty awesome stuff, man. That is pretty awesome. Anyway, I'm going to reboot my game. I got to get out of the mods, and y'all can feel free to join me if you want here. I still am really bad with the Wood Elves, and that's the thing, though, is that I don't, like, all the looks and stuff I've been taking at the Wood Elves, all the times I've seen them played against me, seen them played in tournaments, they definitely appear like potentially one of the weaker factions in certain matchups and stuff like that. However, I've played against them enough, and you look at the stats here and you see it, they're not awful. I think they're hard to use for an average player like myself. But you put them in skilled hands and they are just downright frustrating to deal with sometimes. And I think it's just because they require a certain sense of how to pick your armies and a certain skill to play those armies. And not only that, but a certain sense of when do you pick what? And what's going to potentially give you the best chance? And how good is your opponent at counterpicking you? You know what I mean? There's a lot of factors that go in, and that's actually part of the reason why I like multiplayer so much in Warhammer 2, is that it's just fairly deep. It's fairly deep. All right, so the game name is Azray Knight, and the password is 1. The only rule is that I have to play as the Wood Elves, and you all can play whatever you want, honestly. You bring in whatever you want. So go for it. I don't even think we're necessarily playing tournament rules here. Falcon's saying Durthu, Branch Wraith, Earthblood, 3 Treekin, 3 Wildwood, and a few archers and skirmish cav on skirmish mode. Spears to guard the rear. Regina says, I don't like Branch Wraiths. Spell Singers are too poised to not pick. Roger, Roger. Isn't this Reptile? Yeah, it is. Alright, well, we're going to play Reptile first, and he wants to Vampire Coast me. I've actually played against Coast a couple. I know this is a dwarf army blocker, but I'm still going to use it. And Warner, thank you for the awesome graphic I used at the beginning. I'll switch it over to the thumbnail when we're done. And Warner, thank you for this as well. Warner makes these awesome graphics here. Wicked, if you want to make a list, you can, but there's no list right now. It's up to you. I was also going to just say people can only play once, whoever joins first, but whatever you guys think. I trust the moderators on my channel. They make good choices. They're awesome. So... Alright. Let's get our army picked here. Just get my army set up, so you hold tight. Just getting things set up here. All right. Okay, I am set. The reptile robot I'm facing off against. Daniel says 3 forest dragons. I do like playing with 2 forest dragons sometimes. Is Falcon gonna fight? I don't know. If he does, then you'll get ready to watch me get schooled. I've played him before. It's fun. I think he used, was Falcon when I played you that once? Was it Wood Elves versus Coast? Or was it High Elves? I can't remember. I think we played a couple times and it was pretty fun. I remember it. It was a good time. I'm sure he was taking it easy on me too. I'm just so out of practice with multiplayer. When the games are newer, I'm usually a little better because, well, first of all, the game's newer to everybody, so it takes time for people to get better. And I get the advantage of all the, years of playing Total War, and then I play multiplayer more when a game is first released anyway, too. And really, practice has a lot to do with it, just making sure you get the feel for it. Paladins of Doom. That's what it was. Yeah, that's right. He had the drown, summoning all those. Well, I think he's actually playing as the Coast. I don't remember his Coaster Drown, but he had Silostra and he was summoning all this stuff on me. It was crazy. Heir already putting up the excuses. No excuses. I know my limits. You know, there's times when I might do well. And look at my shirt. It's like, it's not green, but it's like it's trying to like phase me out into the background. Thomas tells me to wake up. I'm not asleep. I'm good. Should we take the army blocker off before I forget? Anyway, we'll see what Reptile brings against me. Depending on what he brings, he's either going to do well or he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Depends on what he brings. Just waiting for the load in here. How is everybody tonight, too, by the way? Speaking of, I know I put up the Surviving the Aftermath video. The game is, like, pretty early access. If you're not willing to put your money out there to play early access, then don't do it yet. They still need to add some things to it, in my opinion, but I'd love to play it with you all. The one thing that really disappoints me is you can't rename Colonist. I was like, what's the fun in that? What's the fun in that? So yeah, you can't rename Colonist. It was very disappointing. What do y'all, you like this army? This army is this army's kind of a meme.
Warriors of Ariel. Bows of Athelard.
This army is kind of a meme.
Your orders.
Like I said, it's either gonna go really well or really bad. Alright. I gotta keep something around here. Oh, whoops. The biggest challenge I have with these type of armies is pretty obvious. Anyway.
Our bows are yours. Protector of the forest.
Falcon says, you said meme, I'm coming. This is a kind of army that I've actually used this a couple of times in quick battle. I try not to, but I've used it a couple of times in quick battle, and I've used it against Coast twice. Once I got wrecked because the guy called my bluff, and he knew it. He didn't know because he was playing me. It's just like he guessed, and he called my bluff, and I got wrecked. And that's the challenge with this army is if they call you on it, you're in trouble. If they don't, they usually rage quit.
Lady of the Glade. Onward. Straight away.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Hunt them. Glade guard. Kill them. To the hut.
Holy! Yeah, he was expecting me to put archers back here, probably. I Someone told me that Glade Riders beat Scurvy Dogs. That doesn't appear to be true in the least. Oh crap, Morn Ghouls. Alright, Reptile called my bluff. This is probably a disaster waiting to happen here.
Ever ready. Orders understood. Bows of Athel-Loren.
This is probably a disaster in the making. Yeah, the Morn Ghouls are gonna be a problem. Morn Ghouls gonna be a problem. At least I think they will. Just turn around and kill those. Trying to regroup everything else. I'm gonna try and minimize my losses at this point. Let's move back over. Oh yeah, we got Scurvy Dogs incoming. We're actually doing okay against these Morn Ghouls here. It's not bad. Not bad. It's not exactly the trade I want. How are we not staying in front of these dogs? Are they just really that much faster? Well, we got one unit of Morn Ghouls pretty good. The other one's not loving life or unlife. So that's good. We got a unit of dogs on the weak here. We got the other one bracketed off, that's fine. Actually, I need to get moving. We're getting hit by the cannons, and it hurts. The cannons hurt me. Let's push up and kill them. Instead of standing here and taking it. Kinda split up a little. Okay, we took out one Morn Ghoul. Let's kinda just start pushing this way. Alright, we can't allow this. Nope. Let's get rid of those. Drop the deck droppers. Is he meleeing me? Nope. Just keep pushing up. Oh boy, he's summoning something. Get the heck back. It looked like he was summoning something on me, but he didn't. Actually, those guys did a lot better than I thought they would against the Morn Ghouls. Those deck droppers are a pain in the butt. Let's back up a little. Try and control these guys with the miasma again. Just gotta watch those deck droppers. Okay. Good, good. Just ignore the crab. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but that's what I'm gonna try to do. We're taking a lot of cannon fire, but I feel like if I can clear out some of these units, it won't be that bad in the end. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, push the deck droppers back. Let's push up. Think we've gotten rid of all the scurvy doggos.
I stand ready. Lady of the Deepwood, quickly.
Just gonna kind of make sure we keep our army around here. Joe T, thanks for being a member of the channel. Welcome. I know you've been here before, so it's not really like a first-time welcome, but thank you for sponsoring the channel. Really appreciate you being here. Your support is awesome. Really appreciate you.
Now
you get to enjoy some nice memey some nice memey what do you call it? Oh man, the words are escaping me. Emojis. And speaking of emojis, I need to get you all some new ones. It's been way too long since I've gotten you new emojis. So I'll try and fix that up for you all, okay? Thank you so much. Joe B, thank you. Let's get rid of these cannons. Get rid of the cannons, get rid of the deck droppies. Oh crap, my archers are all out of formation. Let's push up. Let's get out of there. Gonna push up over here. Get out of there. Run. Let's see if we can delete the delete Arnessa. Go away, you filthy bats. Choti. The 20 also. Wasn't enough to support the channel, apparently. He's got to drop the 20 on me as well. Joe, thank you. Holy crap, that cannon is wrecking me. Move it! There's a giant ship. Yeah, that cannon is giving me some serious problems right now. Let's go get rid of these deck droppers. Maybe see if I can hide in the woods. Ha! My Glade Riders ended up in combat. Let's get rid of these guys real quick. Mystify their miasma. Oh no! Come on, get rid of those deck droppers. How did that cannon still get me? Stop it, reptile. You quit it. Bad reptile. Bad reptile. Let's spread up these horses before they get shot by that carronade. Come back to me, Glady. Just keep our hackbane tips together here. Let's play smart. Push 2 forward. Wow, those Glade Riders did a little bit better than I thought they would in combat. Oh crap, that's a problem. We got problems, folks. And Glady's still routing. Let's give Arnessa a little slowdown there. Oh please, come on, run, flee. There we go. All right, well. The gambit worked out this time. It doesn't always. It doesn't always. It has its obvious weaknesses. The Morn-Ghouls had me scared, but the Dryads actually performed a lot better than I thought they would versus the Morn-Ghouls. GG, Reptile. I don't know if Reptile was expecting me to have 4 missile cav and 8 archers, to be fair. I don't know if there's anything fair about that. This breaks tournament rules, I'm sure. This has got to be illegal in tournament, isn't it? This probably breaks Warhammer Cup rules. But I didn't say we were playing Warhammer Cup rules either. So, GG, Reptile. He did some smart things here that I want to point out to you all. And this is part of the things that will make a Wood Elf's life miserable. All these scurvy dogs, the Morn-Ghouls, the deck droppers, the ability to move around. He doesn't want to fight me in melee at all. That's what Arnessa and the Vampire Fleet Captain and the Summons are for, right? The Morn-Ghouls, Scurvy Dogs, and other stuff are to help catch up with missile units. Yeah, max 5 units of a type. Yeah, so I would have been breaking the Foot Archer rule then, right? So I could have had more than 5 Foot Archers. But yeah, so you can't play this way in a tournament. You can play this way in the ladder, but it's not going to make you any friends. Everybody's going to hate your guts. They're going to call the Wood Elves cancer. And they're going to rage quit. I've already had like 3 or 4 rage quits whenever I just pick the Wood Elves. Like, I don't even pick this army. Like, I pick the Wood Elves. The other person either dodges me or they just quit the minute they get into combat. They won't play it. Anyway, Joe T, thank you again, man. Thank you for all the support. Thanks for sponsoring the channel. And appreciate the 20. You are fantastic. Really appreciate the support, Joe. It is awesome to have you here. All right. XMT never meme. Oh crap! Falcon found me. I'm assuming this is Falcon. Oh boy, I got my work cut out for me, and he's picking chaos. I need to pick a new map. Is there a good map that has like some woods on it, but it's not like giving me the whole map with woods? So y'all know any good maps for that? I don't want the whole map to be woods, and but I want to have something. I'm trying to remember. I know I can think of one in my head, but I can't remember what it's called on here. It's not that. Yeah, multiplayer Crossroads. Medicina. Yeah, all those have a lot of trees. All those have a lot of trees. I cannot remember the name of it to save my life here. I'm trying to make sure there's at least a few trees on the map, but I'm not trying to make it like just like straight out like as much cheating for me as possible, right? Blackfire Pass has some. The Bitter Dunes probably has a lot of trees too, right? Black Tower, Broken Land. I can't find the map. I don't know which map it is. Emberglade. Whatever, we'll just play this one. This one's got... I don't know if this is a good map, but it's a map. It's a map. Nemedicina is the most boring map. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Alright, he is ready. I am not, and I never will be, but... I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to be ready. He may know what I'm gonna be up to. I really don't know if this is a good idea. Alright. I'm gonna try a thing. Man. Look at this. Look what you guys do to me. You bring me on to community night, and now I gotta play the Everchosen as Chaos. He's the Everchosen. You know? I'm glad Falcon joined. I'm terrified right now. I'm literally terrified. It's gonna be fun. Go with my bad instincts. Yeah, I've got a lot of those. They've served me well over the years. They've served me very well. So here's yeah, I'll let you all see when it loads. You'll see what I've done. I don't know if Falcon's listening, so I'm not going to say anything about my army yet. Hopefully he's not stream sniping me, but, you know.
Eternal God.
I'll talk about my army in a minute. I'll talk about it in a minute.
Eternal God. For the eternal realms. Riders of Athel Lauren. Glade Riders. Hunters. Awaiting orders.
All right. Oh boy. All right, well. Here we go. I'm assuming Falcon's probably ready for me. So I used his build. He was just talking about this build in chat, and I used it, and he could have totally been setting me up for this, but I was like, you know what? If I'm going to face the best, I'm going to take the advice of the best. I don't know if it's going to work. It's possible it can work against Chaos. It's certainly not some kind of guarantee. Actually, I kind of want to sit back. I really want to engage in these woods. If my Wildwood Rangers can stay wooded, our life will be better.
Right! Swift! Hurry! Glade Riders! Pull back!
Okay, let's split up a
At
little.
speed! Orders acknowledged!
Turn our flank. Maybe see if we can get into these Forsaken a bit. Move. Let's get over here. Let's just see. I don't know what we can do about this.
Ever ready! At pace!
We're gonna get wrecked. Those Forsaken are not what I want to be fighting
They will
right now.
die!
Bit of a risk here, but I'm gonna spend some magic.
At once! Glade Riders!
Let's get these reinforcements up. We are in some serious
Tireless!
dookie right now.
Ever ready!
We got the fight of the century on our hands, folks.
Eternal God!
We got a fight on our hands.
Glade Riders!
I used his army, so if in the chance that I get lucky and win this, it's his army. It's not mine. I wasn't smart enough to think of this. Oh boy, we're getting terrorized. Something fierce now. Let's get over here closer to Dirthy Boy. I need something to try and hold this up. This is bad. That's bad. Alright, we're cleaning up a little bit. Cleaning up a little bit. See if we can take these guys out of the fight a little. Get some shots on these things real quick. Save up some magic. Oh no! That's gonna hurt. Alright, let's get over here and attack. Yeah, use our Glade Riders to kind of sit back, do a little work. Put a little healing in the mix. Dirthu. Do a little. Okay. Just keep everything alive for as long as possible. Can we escort? Yeah, let's go escort these things off the battlefield. Let's get back over here, get some Shriekin back. Get back, get back, get back. Let's get those all the way off the battlefield.
To battle!
Alright. It's gonna be close, I think. We've got a chance. Like I said, though, this is his army. I totally stole his army. I gave myself a map where I could fight in the woods. This is not necessarily like a skill play on my part, folks. I stole the champ's army. I really want these chariots to be gone, and they are just not being gone. Sort of Dave everything here again, quick so we can clean it up. We certainly have a chance. I'm gonna go off fire at will, focus everything on the Chaos Dragon. No, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Stop the insanity. I totally stole his army. I totally stole his army, and I'm really glad that he gave me the advice, because I could not have built an army this good.
Now! Defenders of
I think we've got a chance. Oh yeah, we should have this. We should have this. We got arrows. Dirthu very healthy. He healthy boy. Falcon's trying to make me look good, folks. Probably. And I stole his army. Against a faction that has a chance. Okay, folks. I am not better than Falcon. I am not better than Falcon. I do like his army here, though. His army pick is a fun one, especially against a skirmishy Wood Elf. Honestly, against probably a fair bit of Wood Elf builds. You've got some crazy speed and anti-infantry power in these Forsaken, and then a little bit of armor piercing and speed again in the Chaos Trolls. Mass, you might be able to punch through a line if you need to, like to get to squish your units. I think Chariots, obviously a pick that makes decent sense against the Wood Elves, because you get through a squishy line, you get to the soft stuff within, and then the Dragon for terror. I mean, so the Dragon definitely. Some Wood Elf units are immune to the terror, obviously, like any faction, but like Eternal Guard are not. I don't think are Treekin immune. I don't think they're immune to psychology. I think they have fear, which means they would be maybe immune to the fear, but I don't think they're immune to terror. I could be wrong, but I don't think they're immune to the terror. Look at all the chevrons on these units too, just trying to keep them in the fight. Falcon, thanks for the match, man, and thank you for the army advice. So this army advice is the only reason I probably had a chance to win this. And Falcon's the one who told me about this army. Let's talk about it for a minute, why he probably suggested the army. Obviously, Dirthu is going to do well in this type of thing. I brought Sword of Daith because if you end up with an infantry blob, Sword of Daith and Doomflock can help take some of the hit points off that blob. The tree can prevent your Wildwood Rangers from being charged. I was able to play the Wildwood Rangers in the woods. Mostly. I may have been slightly outside the woods on a couple of the small engagements. And then the Hagbane tipped Glade Riders are just so that he can't Marauder Horsemaster me or something like that, right? I have to have some answer to Chaos's good light cavalry, especially those with missiles. So this was the army suggestion from Falcon, or at least I think this is what he had suggested. So Falcon, thanks for the match, and thanks for the suggestion, by the way, too. I always lose to my builds. It was his build. That's why, like, I'm tempted to never show that battle again, because I don't want to be giving off any false impressions. I am not a better player than Falcon. I used his build in a social setting here and managed to win with it. So making that very clear. Thank you for the game, though, Falcon, and thank you for jumping into the chat, and thank you for the suggestion on the army. I like this army. In fact, I'm going to save it. This is Dirthu Tree Nightmare here. All right, I do like it a lot, and obviously there's different variations on it you can take. Here's Broken Sky. I'm gonna put my Dawi army blocker up here again. He is playing Empire. Oh my gosh, this is another one that kind of terrifies me, because Empire can come with so many faces. The Empire can come with so many faces, and they have really good artillery too. We should pick. Can anybody in the chat suggest a good fair map for this? I don't want to pick something that seems like it's favoring me. What's a good fair map for this? Falcon, if you're around, thanks again, man. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Falcon has given me some good advice before when I was sitting in battles with them. It's one of the things that I appreciated about when playing with him, is rather than just like poking fun at me, you know, he would sit there and tell you like, you know, hey, I like this about the army, or maybe you should, like, it was fun. And no one's perfect, right? Everybody can lose a battle. Everybody can lose a battle. So I'm not saying he's like infallible, but you know, he's good. Crossroads. Everybody always throws Crossroads at me. Come on now. We already played Blue Reach. Heir Ridge. It's got a good open spot on the top. Is Heir Ridge fair? Heir Ridge, whatever it is. This one's got a lot of open area out in the middle. I'll see if he's okay with the map. I gotta start picking an army. Oh boy. What do I want to do against the Empire? The Empire has so many faces. The Empire has so many faces. This is 100 people, 50 people watching, 25 likes. You know, Joe, I always love it when people leave a like if they're enjoying it. But if you guys don't worry, you know. Heir's not going to boot you. Regina, you are free to leave a dislike if you want. We all know that I can't possibly be representing your elfkin well enough, so I understand if Regina has to leave an obligatory dislike. I've got an idea. And this time I'm building my own army, right? I'm building my own army, so we'll see. I don't have the benefit of having Falcon's pick to use against him. And that was a little bit low for me to use his pick against him. I was afraid. Don't blame me. Okay, the plan is almost ready. Alright, I have a pick. I don't know if it's a great pick, but it's a pick. Okay? We shall see. Go as meme as possible. I'm actually not memeing this battle. I'm so tempted to bring the Sun Maker. I need some sun. Oh, that's funny. Memes are death. Have I ever told you all I love Community Night? You all make Community Night awesome. Thank you for being here, by the way. For the 164 fantastic people here tonight. Okay, I am ready whenever Broken Sky is. As ready as I'm gonna be, at least. As ready as I'm gonna be. Here we go. Empire, man. So the Empire, just that jack of all trades. So many picks they could take. I would say, like, right off the bat, probably something you should be afraid of from the Empire is, well, there's multiple things. One is their artillery. The Empire can hurt you from range, as the Wood Elves. I think the second thing is their cavalry. Empire Knights don't cost a lot, and they are pretty darn effective against many Wood Elf units. So I think Empire Knights are something that are a bit terrifying in this matchup as well. And then there's always the fact that you might have to deal with someone like Karl Franz, who is very, very strong. You have to play the balance of skirmish versus melee. Like, when you look at it from just a pure melee standpoint, the Empire doesn't really have like a great melee edge on the Wood Elves. They're not bad, but they don't really have like this big edge, you know, like Chaos or someone else might have from an infantry standpoint. And it's because swords are okay, flagellants are okay, but they're a bit risky too because, you know, if the Wood Elf brings a lot of archers, flagellants get wrecked. It's just, you know, they can trade back and forth. There's a lot of lords you'd have to consider. You know, does someone bring a Volkmar on you and try and push around into archers? Does someone bring Franz? Is he flying? Is he on a horse? You may have to deal with Demigryph Knights. There are many, many things you have to potentially deal with when facing the Empire.
Defenders of Athel Loren. Eternal Guard.
The biggest thing that scares me about this build is if he's gone like heavy on Empire Knights, it's going to be very difficult for me to protect a lot of my squishier units.
Dauntless Azray! Ha! For the Eternal Realms!
Blade Riders. Eternal Guard.
I thought I got all these units up here. My bad. Actually, I don't want the great one.
Ready to hunt!
Eternal Guard. Armed and ready.
Okay. So, yeah, let's see how this goes.
Ready,
Let's see how this goes.
ever ready.
Armed and ready.
I'm gonna need to close the distance. Oh boy, what are we up against?
Swiftly now.
I do not see. Oh, yeah, there is an arty in the back, so it's gonna be a mortar, I think. No? Great cannon. Archers. Archers! Got a bright boy up on a Pegasus, and my dryads are gonna be at his mercy. I have to watch out for that cannon. I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. Pistoliers. Let's just keep our distance from them. We could likely see pistoliers on the other side too.
Ready.
I don't see any huge cav threats yet. So you got more archers there. Let's go try and engage infantry. See if we can clean out some infantry, spread out our forces a little.
To our enemy.
And then let's see if we can find some gaps.
This instant!
Oh crap, we're getting beat up back here. Alright, let's go hunting.
Tireless! It shall be done!
Push
Swiftly!
through that gap.
We will obey!
Let's do the same thing here.
Orders! Swiftly! Highborn!
We take got that warrior priest.
For Kurnos! Swiftly!
Push through there, get to the cannon, let's swing this way.
At speed!
Let's go up here, use our speed elements.
At the land!
Let's actually avoid that fight, I don't think it's worth it.
Ever ready! Ha! With haste! Armed and ready! At once!
What? Did that cannon just beat us in melee? Or did we get pistoliered? What happened there? What happened?
Battle!
Oh, an Empire Knight. Over here, Knights of the Blazing Sun. Oh, poop. Knights of the Blazing Sun. That's not good. That is not good. Let's get back over here.
At pace! We are tireless!
Did we...
Lady of the Azrae!
I don't even know if we dealt with that warrior priest.
Quickly!
Let's, crap, I should have netted them.
Heed at the
Let's
warrior!
pin them down. Try and work an Azrae in that direction. Let's get out of there. Got a few of the archers back there. Some dryads back this way. I really don't want my Azrae spear engaged in this anymore. It is going to be difficult. Put them on skirmish. I really don't want to be fighting that right now. Tie that down a bit longer.
Azrae warrior!
Let's get the heck away from this. I don't want anything to do with that.
Straight
See
away!
if we can get in there. Wishing I would have saved that prey of Anathraman out. Let's push out of here. Back after that cannon crew. The Eagles did not work out near as well as I'd hoped they would.
They will
Let's try and run this way now. Can we get out of that fight? This is a bad fight for us.
Battle ready!
No! Get off of there! Get off!
Faster!
Get off!
At speed!
Stop it!
Now!
I insist. Oh boy, yeah, Pistolier's gonna come give me some medicine over here that I don't want.
Deepwood infantry! At once! I away!
Let's get out of here.
Ha! Quickly!
Let me see if we can put an end to this warrior priest. That cavalry is shredding us. It is absolutely shredding us.
Kill them!
Get rid of the cannon crew again. This is exactly the kind of fight I say exactly, I expected this type of thing from the Empire. I'm not terribly surprised to see it. It is difficult to deal with because I need to do everything right here. And it's hard to do everything right because there's a lot going on. The Empire does too. Their force has a certain squishiness to it as well. And they have to be quite aware of it. I did not see the heavy cavalry earlier, and I got complacent. I got very complacent with the heavy cavalry. And it may cost me.
We are tireless!
He's gonna go clean up my routing units. That's exactly what he should do. We got problems, folks. We got problems.
Defenders of
We could get the fire sorcerer could make our life miserable probably too. We've got a lot of infantry left to deal with and probably no feasible way to do it.
Swiftly! Faster!
What? What happened? Oh, fireball. Holy mackerel, that was good.
Understood! At speed!
That fireball was good.
The forest calls! I will fly! For the eternal realms! To the fray! To war!
Let's not give up yet. It's probably over, but maybe not. It's probably over. Let's fight everything we can do here. Get back in here and dispense as much of this magic as I can before my spell singer dies. I gotta get those cavalry out of here. They must die. They really must die. So let me get rid of some of the archers. Gonna get everything back in line here. Gonna have to kill some of this infantry. I don't think we have enough. to finish this fight. Ow! What did we get hit with? Hunter's Snare? Oh, I didn't realize we had a Marcus Wolfhard on us. Wow. Shows you how much I've been paying attention. Ha! I think I just killed my mage with an overcast. What do I have left? Do I have anything? Do I have anything? Just let this kind of skirmish it off. We'll make it close, but we're not going to win. We'll make it close, but we're not going to win. I think I just killed like a whole bunch of my own units with that. I don't even know that I would say that was close. We got beat. We got beat soundly. Good game. That's a tough army to deal with. We're obviously both trying to take advantage of each other's weaknesses here, right? He knows that two things that were cool about his pick. One, there are many Wood Elf units that are weak to fire, and then on top of that, fire is pretty darn good against this type of light stuff anyway, right? Low armor. You can use piercing bolts. You can use a burning, whatever you call it, the burning head. And then, I don't know if he brought the ability with Marcus, but Marcus has an ability, or no, I'm thinking of the regular Huntsman. I don't think Marcus has the ability with the fire. I could be wrong, though. But, so Knights of the Blazing Sun, very good charge. Very good charge. And they also deal the fire damage, so if you bring the trees, they can make you pay for having trees. The archers are a solid pick because of this. They are cheap, and I can't leave them alone. My infantry will be vulnerable to them, and you saw how these archers ended up being a pretty solid pick. I couldn't kill all of them. They were there until late in the game. They caused damage to some of my more expensive units. And, yeah, so the Dryads did not do near as much work in this fight as I had hoped. I think they ended up in some fights that weren't good for them. They were good, but they were too outnumbered. They got routed too early. So the Dryads didn't do near as much work that I was hoped for them, and they really should be able to do a lot more than that in this Empire battle. But when they get left unsupported, they don't do well. And that's what happened. I think that each one of them kind of ended up out in a pocket on their own. They're getting shot up. They had to deal with that kind of stuff, so they end up not doing great. The speed of the War Dancers was handy, and one of the War Dancers almost helped me get the Knights of the Blazing Sun. I needed to be, I think, a little bit sharper with my Prey of Anathema. Be patient. Wait till he gets a little closer to the Azray Spears. Get him. You know what I mean? And 2 dragons would have murdered... Really, Broken Sky? I don't think so, man. How would I have dealt with all those missiles with 2 dragons? You think so? The 2 dragon build? I would think that my dragons just get shot to bits by all of the... Because then you got to deal with the cannon. When you're going for the cannon, the Pistoliers are going to shoot you. No doubt the Knights of the Blazing Sun would try and raise you off, and you'd have 4 archers. Like, I feel like that would be hard to deal with. I don't know, though. Like, for 2 dragons to deal with. Don't get me wrong. The 2 dragons can cause immense damage. I'm just worried that you would have so much invested in 2 things that you may not have enough left to go after all the things. Like, if you could get rid of a few of these things, like, I don't know, the Knights of the Blazing Sun are a big one here because they have to be gone for me to have a chance to win, because I need my War Dancers and Dryads to be able to use their speed with impunity. What I banked on here was that if he did bring some cavalry, I could try and use the Eternal Guards or the War Dancers to hold it off. But I was also trying to run my War Dancers in a reserve line, these sword ones, because I didn't want to get them shot up with missiles, and I didn't want to get them cab charged. Because sometimes, like, I've played against the Empire, and they'll bring, like, 4 Empire Knights. Holy crap, do you have your work cut out for you when they pull that, depending on what your pick is. So it is a tough one. Anyway, I like Broken Sky's army. It gives me a lot to deal with. And these types of armies can be effective in that way, just in the sense, it's like, what do you kill first? Are you going to kill them in the right order? Are you going to not take enough damage in the process of killing these things? And then he also mentions here in the chat, which is a good point, he hid his cavalry till the initial infantry charge. I was feeling pretty safe because I didn't see any heavy cavalry. So I kind of started to go do my thing, and then by the time I noticed the Knights of the Blazing Sun, it was trouble. It was trouble. Because the Knights of the Blazing Sun can ruin the Wood Elf infantry in a big hurry with some charges. So, is Griffin, is that the right person who's supposed to be in the game here? Because that's who's in my game. I gotta go save the replay. Anyway, that was a fun one. That was definitely fun. I think an interesting lesson learned kind of thing. Could you do better against it? Yes, you can. Your pick is going to play a lot of role. His pick's going to play a role. It's just going to depend. It's just going to depend on how that plays out. So, hard to say. Who's supposed to be in the match? Is it supposed to be Griffin? Or was there a list? I don't know if there's a list or not. Okay, so I'm going to let Griffin know that Dawn Shield's in on the next one. No hard feelings here, Griffin. Just they put together a list. They're telling me I'm going by the list, so I'm not kicking you because I don't want you to be here. Oh, Calvin's Griffin. Calvin, I didn't think there was a list. At the beginning, there wasn't. Someone made one, so I apologize, Calvin. I apologize for the confusion. That is my fault. My fault, Calvin. And thank you for being here in the stream again. Calvin is in a lot of streams. I appreciate your support, man. I do. Thank you for joining in, Calvin. Yeah, Wicked made it. I'm the one that confused Calvin by saying there was no list because there wasn't at the beginning. But I told the mods that they could put one together if they wanted to. So I do apologize, Calvin. Don't hate me. Did not mean to put you in that one. So, sorry, Calvin. Are you there? Hope you're still here. He's like, I hate you. Alright. Oh, man. Dwarves. Dwarves, huh? I don't know how many more battles I'm going to get in. I got to look at the time here. I don't know. I'll do this one, and I'll do one more. I do need to get off here and spend some time with Mrs. Heir, though, so on the next one we'll have to be quicker. I do want to play as many as I can because y'all are here, but I do have to be aware that I need to go spend some time with Mrs. Heir. Holy crap, what Dawi. Dawi. I have an idea. We shall try said idea. I'm having initial second thoughts about my idea. Dang, Dawi. All right. I still think I'm going to go through with my idea. Oh, no. Oh, no. The unit caps won't let me. I don't understand how I'm breaking it. Okay, never mind. All right, I understand it now. Heir has understanding of the unit cap problem now. Okay. This army's either going to be... Oh, he went Skaven. He went Skaven on me. I thought he was going dwarves. You know, though... hold on, let me think about this. I may not change that much. Let's see here. Trying to think how to finish this off. All right, folks, if nothing else, this battle will be entertaining. Okay? That much I can tell you. This battle will be entertaining, okay? I think I got some fun stuff in here for you. Some people saying 3 dragons. The crows would be good here. Yeah, I mean, I could Skaven, certainly. I think Flock of Doom would be good. Or Shadows for Pit of Shades. If you expect blobs or like heavy... I like Pit of Shades better versus heavy armor myself, but I don't know. What do you all think? I think the more tightly packed and heavily armored a unit is, it seems like Pit of Shades does more damage. Skaven can be a little bit loose sometimes, but if you get them in a blob... Bulk Temp, I think the super chat is working. Did I miss one from you earlier? It's got you up there, and I think I missed it. It says Bulk Temp gave me the 5. Bulk Temp, I'm so sorry. It says, Heir, do you think a dismount feature would work for Cav in Warhammer 2? Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, if it was for something like a Chaos Knight or an Empire Knight, sure, it could probably work. I guess where it gets a little bit hairy is, what about like a Demigryph Knight? Or someone riding a dragon? You know? Like, I feel like that those things, it would be kind of a mess. It'd be kind of a mess. What do you all think? What do y'all think? Pit of Shades is only good overcast and mostly against Cav. Now, see, that Cav thing kind of confirms my suspicion about Pit of Shades, which is I feel like it does more damage when there's more mass within it. I don't know if there's any reality to that or not, but yeah, so anyway, sorry I missed that earlier, Bulk Temp. I really apologize, but yeah, I don't know. I think it could work with like a standard cavalry unit. I'm just trying to imagine how that works with single entity units, you know? I feel like the single entity units are the questionable part of that. I'd be curious to see what you all think. Would love to know what you think. Y'all go for it in the chat. Tell me what you think of that idea. chat still working? It's like frozen over here. I mean, it works when I type in it. Okay, it's just like everybody went dead silent when I ask a question. It's like, eh. I was just checking. Don Shield, thank you for the 2. He says, kill elf filth. Yes, yes. Well, they might. They might. Thank you for the 2. Good luck to you. Frozen, then let it go. I know, Warner. I do need to let it go. We're having a problem loading in here. The entire chat's in deep thought. What do y'all think of the dismount system that he talked about? Like I said, I don't see why it would be a big deal for like standard type horse cavalry. Maybe even like squig riders and stuff like that. I don't know why you'd want to do it unless it was a siege, maybe. But it would be weird with like single entity. It would be weird with single entity. So how do you handle that? Like, when you get off a dragon, is it going to effectively separate their hit points properly? You know what I mean? Like, so do you bring a dragon and then just get off of it, and your lord has a whole bunch of hit points? You know what I mean? Because the hit points of the monster are tied to the hit points of the lord, I think, and vice versa. It's an interesting question.
Yes! Eternal Guard! For the Eternal Realms! Eternal Guard! Deepwood Archer!
I'm going to read some of your comments here to see what y'all think about this. David says it'd be good for monster mounts. Then you can control the monster separately. That's... Then you almost get like a 2-for-1 unit, though. You know what I mean? Like, you could just take a monster unit and, like, constantly, purposefully dismount it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. Most knights in Warhammer don't dismount unless their horse dies or something. It's just lore friendly. Like, Franz would be able to fight alongside his mount. I've always thought that flying units should be able to land and command without attack. Now, the problem with a flying unit landing, and this is my only real problem with it, because at first I think I was in favor of the whole flying units being able to land, but here's the trick to that. If you make a pick for a flying army, like or a lord, and your opponent just outpicks you with better flyers, what's the punishment? Because now you can just go sit on the ground and protect your flyer from theirs. You know what I mean? There's no punishment for that behavior. And that's what worries me about that being a thing, is that now, like, you don't really get punished for a potentially bad pick. Your lord, like, so if I'm Bretonia and I pick Franz and you have me outmatched in the air, I'll just land in the middle of my Grail Guardians, or Grail Knights. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's what. You know, so that kind of thing worries me, because I think it could be abused in a way that we wouldn't really love. So that worries me. For sure. Let's see what we're up against here. I never do good recons. 3 Clan Rats, 2 Plague Claw, Skrulky Boy, More clan rats. There's something I'm not seeing here, and I don't know what it is yet. This army is not expensive enough to cover all units. Skaven slave, yeah, because those don't cost much either. He has definitely got some more stuff hidden. I don't really know what that stuff is. I'm gonna go do a little recon here. Ooh, those plague claws, they hurt. Still don't see anything else at the moment. Feels like he has to have more there. Okay, there's something. Plague monk sensor bearers. Okay, yep, that would be what he has hidden. Rat ogres in there as well. Got just about enough of that. Yeah, this is not good. Not good. The sensor bearers are going to be a mess for my dryads. And basically everything else I have. This is not good. Very not good.
Quickly! Death to our enemies!
I need to go support this. This is not good. Alright, maybe we can get regrouped. Stinking scroll, get away from me! Okay. Let's get up out of this fight for a minute. Not really the targets that I want to be using this stuff on here, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Start pulling back into the fight, because the initial terror we suffered there.
Straight away!
Just get back in the air, maybe do a little bit of ground pound. Just turn around and fight these units. Kill that off. Let's actually pull back over here. Pull back over here. What's my lord doing? He ain't dead, but he's not loving life. Let's see if we can put an end to this real quick. Let's push over here. These chasing units over here is actually kind of working in my favor. Okay, we clean that up. Ignore scroll for a minute. Let's kill that real quick. Kill this plague claw. Let's try and get in the woods. Can we kill Scrolky? Is this a bad idea? I feel like this could end up being a bad idea.
Withdraw! Ever ready! Orders!
Let's save this unit for something good. I don't know what that is yet. Plague claw gone. Let's get back up in the air. Just gonna keep our distance here and play smart. Hey Dragon, when I want you back in the air, like I'm actually serious about it, you know? I'm not joking, it's not a suggestion. Not exactly a suggestion.
Withdraw!
So I'm gonna clean up a little more mess over here. Let's stay in the woods. I don't like all those skirmish units behind me, but I don't know how much choice I have at the moment. See if we can get rid of these rat ogres. Okay, quick terror out. Let's get back up. See if we can come put a quick terror out again over here, get rid of some of the Skaven infantry. This is not a great situation for me. Just kind of stay safe back here. Okay, dragons, like, why does it take so long for you to accomplish anything? Let's get some terror going. Pick a target over here again, just kind of keep our distance. See if we can get Skrulk. Trying to use my Way Watchers to clean up these Rat Ogres a little. It's not, it really wasn't a great target here. Hang on to some more of this ammo here. Crap, I'm forgetting all this stuff back here. Let's get back in the fight, gents. Dragon back this way. We can't leave my tree man out to dry, but it's gonna need some support here. That was not ideal. I don't really have anything good left to use that on. Let's get down here on Skrull. The tree man is holding up spectacularly right now. Wow, all my stuff just got rerouted right there. Sensor bearers. Actually don't want this. We're a little too spread out. Can we kill Skrulky boy? Alright, quit wasting your ammo on them. I don't feel like my Wayward Watchers have been like particularly useful here, but there wasn't like a high value target for him. I brought it just to kind of have some fun. They did take out the Warp Fire Thrower team. Let's take that out real quick. Take out that artillery before it can do anything. I don't think it would do anything real effective here, but there we go. Yeah, so I figured we would give Skaven fits with large terrorizing units. That was the idea there, and it worked out in this case. The Skaven Slave Slingers are, in my opinion, an interesting pick against the Wood Elves. Like, had I gone skirmish heavy, these are a cheap unit to go out and trade with them. And the Plague Monk Sensor Bearers were actually, I hadn't even thought about them. They were terrifying because Dryads have physical resistance. I think it's 20%. And Dryads are awful against magic damage. And Plague Monks, Sensor Bearers are already going to be pretty good against Dryads, albeit they're a lot more expensive. But that magic damage was just straight up terrifying because all the 20% physical resistance that actually makes Dryads a decent trade is gone. Like, it's gone. And so it is just absolutely, like, yeah, it was, when I saw all the Sensor Bears, it's like, oh, crap. Because I knew they were going to slice through my trees at an alarming pace. The Rat Ogres, I think, are a good choice in case he needs the speed. I really didn't end up doing a ton with the Hawkeyes, but they sat back. I didn't get them killed, and they were available to me. But Skrulk's not a real easy target for them, especially in the woods. Most of their infantry was in the woods, so I just ended up using Dragon Breaths to kill the infantry, and I actually remembered to use my Dragon Breath for once. But we did kill the Warp Fire Thrower, which could have been a pretty devastating unit. So I think it's definitely good that we got that out of there. The Plague Claw Catapults did a lot of work in the short amount of time that they were mounted up. So I do have to go. This is going to be my last battle. If we're going to do anything with it, how many people are left on the list? I probably really shouldn't even be playing this one, to be honest, but I want to. Well, how about this, folks? How about, I need to get off here. I need to spend some time with Mrs. Heir. I haven't had any time with her yet today, okay? I'm going to hop off here, but I will schedule us another community night for Thursday. And whoever is on the list now gets to keep their position going into Thursday. And if you can't make it Thursday, I can either meet you on the Discord one night to play a battle, which I'm happy to do, like, say, tomorrow night, for instance. I could meet a couple of you on the Discord, even if it's not a stream. We can play a battle, and I can use it to record, because I need to record battles tomorrow anyway. So whoever's on that list, let's get them on the list. You can either meet me in the Discord, or, you know, I can do a stream Thursday, because I am behind on the Wood Elves anyway, and I need a bunch of battles with them. So Regina's 1, Calvin's 2. Regina, I'm sure, like, because of the way the time works out, I can probably catch up with you, Regina, either on the next stream or in the Discord one night. So, yes. Anyway, Wicked and Warner, if you guys just help me keep track the fact that Regina and Calvin were on the list. Calvin, I apologize that I had to push you out tonight. I would do the 2v2. It is a good idea. However, I don't even really have time for that. It's just, yeah, it's been a long day. I haven't had any time with Mrs. I would like to have some time with her. So yes, I will catch you all either tomorrow in the Discord, so look for me there at roughly the same time of the stream, like, you know, 8 p.m. my time. So I can meet you in the Discord tomorrow around 8-ish, or if I don't get to play with those folks, I may run another stream on Thursday. I may not. We'll just kind of see. If I can play with these folks in the Discord, then I will. But I really appreciate those who joined tonight. Falcon, Broken Sky, Don Shield, and I had one more, and Reptile King. Thank you all for joining, giving me some fun battles, giving me a challenge, let me try out some new things. But yeah, that was it was a fun night. I can't wait to do more with you all. So thank you for being here. I will see you all next time. Heir of Carthage, signing out.